What's going on, everybody? This is Clark Beckham, your host of the Idol Breakdown. It's good to be back. 2026, American Idol, Season 1 premiere. Let's get right into it. So first, we have Lucas Leon.
Oh, I just wonder what's the cost, if you'd ever know.
Who is from Gallatin, which is just down the road from me. And I gotta say, this dude is a gorgeous human being. He's just a really good looking kid. So that helps a lot for him. Then he starts to sing and he sounds great. Most of the time, the very first person on the first episode, they just want to let's just get these wheels turning. Let's just get everybody into the mood. Oh, it's American Idol. Wow, they sound awesome. They're going through. This is great. And that's what Leon does. Great, Lucas does. Great guitar player. Sounds a lot like Van Morrison. Sings an original song. The original song sounds great. Where he really comes alive is the rasp. That extra, it's kind of like a soft rasp. Sometimes you think of rasp, you think of Chris Stapleton, you think of power. This rasp is just beautiful and somehow sweet and just very pleasant. Let's talk about Keela Richardson.
Have you ever thrown a fistful of glitter in the air?
All right. Keela is kind of like, so far, our female version of Jamal. She's very churchy. She has an incredible voice, huge range, a lot of control in her runs, a lot of very big vowel shifts in her singing. She'll sing one note and give you 4 different vowel sounds for that one note. And she fills up a lot of space. Here's the thing. Was she a little too busy? Was she doing a little too much? I think so. But just a little. It's like, how could you say that? She never stopped running. Because I can say that because although she never stopped running, to me, all of her runs meant something. You could tell that it wasn't just here's a run, or even if it was, it felt so purposeful that I was into it. And I don't get excited when someone does a run and it's perfect. I get excited when it means something and it's perfect. That's when I lose my mind. However, when Blake said, all right, let's sing again, and then would cut her off, and then in the silence, he was like, woo! What's cool is, I think singers like Keela, and myself included, we think we need to fill the space. Here's some more stuff. Don't, in this age of constant stimulation, we don't want to give people the chance to be bored or take their eyes off of us, so we fill that space. But a lot of times what that space and silence can do is allow the listener to realize what just happened to them. And it allows the run that you just did, or the tone, or whatever part of your voice, element of your voice that sounded so good that you just did, to sink in. And the absence of that can be just as powerful as the presence of that. So that was some good coaching. She is super, super, super churchy. I think American Idol might be leaning in to the church stuff, that style of singing, that gospel soulful style of singing, a little more than they have in the past, because Jamal not just won, but he's doing really well afterwards. Did you guys hear his national anthem?
For the land of the free and the home of the brave.
And the college football championship? Wow. Was it great? And apparently got nominated for Grammy. So they're pushing a little bit into this. Oh, look, this is working, which I have no qualms about. Let's talk about Jason.
And all that I'll say It's fine.
This was our banana ball baseball player guy. Guitar, I think the G string was a little out of tune. I didn't see if he had a capo, but that's usually the culprit. Someone tunes their guitar without the capo, sounds great. You put a capo on, and all of a sudden it's out of tune. You actually have to tune it after you put the capo on. This is a capo. You'll see guitar players like clip it on their guitar. Anyway, that I'm just a weirdo, and I hear those things and they bother me a bit. Vocally, he had some pitch issues as well. His runs were a little loose. I wasn't a big fan. I didn't think he was good enough to really go through. I was surprised they said yes, but Carrie said yes. The country music GOAT, at least like of our generation, I think, the greatest country singer on the planet. She lives there, like lives in that world, and she said yes. So what do I know? Maybe I just don't have the ear for that, which is typical. I usually kind of sleep on the country folk, even though I'm a country guy myself, as far as where I grew up and all that. Let's talk about Daniel Stallworth.
In a lonely world, she took the midnight way.
Pocket that thing, man.
Back to the church vibes. Man, when I hear Don't Stop Believin', typically, I want to like fist pump and like put my roll my windows down. She'd be like, yeah, don't stop believing. Woo, where's the guitar solo? When Daniel sings it, I kind of want to, my first inclination is just to be like, okay, I will. Yeah, I am going to start believing. I'm going to start believing, and I'm not going to stop. What are some of the dreams that I've laid to rest that I need to pick back up? Like, I just get so inspired with how he sings it. And the tone is so warm and so rich and so nice and so sincere. The way he sings it and the way he plays it can even be sincere. And he's just all the way inside of that song, and he means it when he's singing it. I really loved Daniel and can't wait to hear more from him. Let's talk about Tate Emmons.
Times and it goes.
Hey. Hey.
There's the
Just a good old God-fearing country boy. Just coming in, well, God willing. Well, thank you, Lord. Oh, I appreciate it. Thank you, Lord. Yes, God. Thank you, Lord. And you can tell it is 1000% genuine. And just, the dude just loves the Lord. And it's so cool to see a 15-year-old with not a culture that he is adhered to, not a churchy upbringing that he's just imitating. No. You can tell that is deep in his soul, and there is, not to get churchy here, but there is some personal, intimate history with who he calls God. And that is, and he's 15, and it's just so wonderful to see, and I believe him fully. I thought he had some nice control, surprised me on a couple runs that he did. I do think he was too young for this, but he sounded great. I was kind of on the fence. They told him no. It's a really hard decision, but it's probably the right one. He is, he's not quite ready yet. And sometimes I think people think like the 15-year-olds that do make it, that they're better. And it's not that they're better, and the ones that just aren't ready yet aren't as good. We all peak in different areas, different ages. And he just has it. You can tell when you listen, he and a couple other hopefuls this episode, they just haven't peaked quite yet. And they haven't matured is probably a better word. And it's just maybe 3 years from now, he's going to be all there. And to do it now would be just like, it's a weird analogy, but eating an avocado that's rock hard. It's like, yeah, it's an avocado. Yeah, it's good for you. But buddy, if you would just wait until it's ripe, till the time is right, that's when you want to have the avocado. So Tate is an avocado, is what I'm trying to say. And a beautiful, wonderful avocado. And then when he's ripe and ready to go, it's going to be great. The Brad Paisley prank.
Oh, I can't wait to ruin this whole show. This is going to be so much fun.
We're counting on you.
That was kind of funny. I felt like Carrie was getting angry when I would have been angry. Like, Luke, what are you doing? Like, this is their audition and you're just being an idiot and ruining it. There's a shot where she looked really angry, and I appreciated that anger. But then later she was like, this is how you usually act, so I don't know what to think about that. Let's talk about Jackie Lee.
You know I can't stand it.
Oh.
You're running around, you know better die. I can't stand it 'cause you put me down.
Sing.
Ooh, I put a spell on you.
Sing.
You have a bring the house down voice. I'm already...
Jackie Lee, they just plopped her up in the middle of the episode randomly. Just not, hi, how are you? What's your name? What do you do? Da-da-da-da. What are you going to be singing for us? Give her like a full thing with interviews. They just threw her up on the screen. And she started singing. Buddy, old pal, old boy, buddy. That is a voice. The tone, the power, and the soul, and the pitch control was perfect. She was singing that song. There's only one person on this episode that I wrote down sang. S-A-N-G in all caps. Actually, I wrote down sanger. And that's her. There's sometimes people can sing a song really well, and then sometimes people just get a hold of a song and they just rip it apart. They're just aggressive. I'm going to take this song and I'm going to rip it to shreds. And that's exactly what she did. Love that. Would love to hear more from her. Genevieve.
Seemed like he knew me. He looked right through me. Yeah.
Number one problem with Genevieve. And I guess it's a personal thing. And I'm sure I'm going to hear about it in the comments. But I think pickles are disgusting. I think they're disgusting. They, like, just vinegar. Okay, you take a cucumber, which is a pretty neutral tasting thing, and then you fill it with vinegar. You don't just fill it with vinegar. You let it soak in vinegar. And then you eat it afterward. Why would you do that? It doesn't need vinegar in there. I just think pickles are gross. So strike one. Apart from the pickles, I think she's good. She's a good singer. I think there's power there in her voice. Like when she wants to rev the engine, she can. But her baseline vocal, her natural vocal doesn't feel powerful to me. And the style that she's going for feels like that is an element that is needed. Feels like a vital element of the style of singing she's going for is just power. And I don't really hear it there. There are moments that I can hear planned and rehearsed in the audition for here's where I go pedal to the metal, and it comes out. But I don't think that's her natural voice. And I think she's fine. I think she's good. She has good control. She missed a run, and I could tell on her face that she knew it. There's nothing worse than when you can do runs really well, and I can tell that she can. And then you kind of take the slide instead of the stairs on a run, and it kind of slides together, the notes do. And it sounds like a singer who can't do runs. And then you think, oh no, now people are going to think I'm that singer who tries to do runs and can't. But I could see on her face all of those thoughts and worries pop up, which told me, I might be reading into this too much, but I'm not, which told me she can run, and she's really mad that she missed that one. So I'm interested to see where her style will take her. if she continues to go that rock route, I don't know if that's the best place for her. She's a question mark for me. Jules.
I'm Jules. I'm
25 years old.
And I'm from Charlotte, North Carolina.
I'll probably always have these ugly scars.
Wow, that's like
But
smoking.
right now I don't.
Jules, let me just tell you, if I was in that room, she came out and talked like that with that regular voice and then that like low demon sounding voice back and forth. The speed and velocity of spiritual rebuke that would fly out of my mouth, I'd be ready to cast out a demon, is what I'm trying to say. That was so odd, and just my raised in church Pentecostal antennas just went all the way up, and I about started speaking in tongues into my screen, and just Lionel got it. Immediately, Lionel was like, nope, seen this movie. Nope, I'm out, and started walking out. That was kind of how I reacted. Whew. Yep. I know some people who can take care of that. Now, I guess she just did it for fun, because later she was like, I'm sorry to the voice, you'll never have to hear it again. I still don't know what that was. And if it's just novelty, if it's just like, here's how I'm going to stand out. It worked. You stood out. I don't even know if she made it. But I was so close to getting anointing oil and just dousing my screen with it. Buddy, that was frightening. And the thing is, when she started to sing, she sounded great. And Luke, I think, was like, nope, freaked me out too. Carrie was like, yeah, that's fine. And I don't know what Lana said. I don't even know if she made it, but buddy, that's not a game we like to play. Okay, let's go with Brooks.
Don't even know how bad I wish I could fix trust.
Ew.
Here's now.
Oh, Brooks. I like Brooks Rosser a lot. Voice reminded me a little bit of Alec Benjamin. He's kind of got that higher natural alto voice that is just so darn pleasant to listen to. Also like Leland, Christian singer, incredible singer. A lot like his voice too. Great guitar player. That minor 9 chord was so good. Beautiful tone. There's really not a substitute for beautiful tone. And on top of that, beautiful, unique tone. And it felt totally effortless. And that's a good combination. When I just want to listen to the way you sound, and it feels like you could sing that way forever, and I'd like to listen to it forever, you're probably going to have a big career. Right when I heard him sing, I was like, dude, this guy is going to have a very long, very successful career. I think the song he did was original. If it was, hope you can write a bunch of songs. As many songs you can write them and just release them and repeat and keep going. And you're going to tour, you're going to have a big fan base. It's going to be great. Lainey Grace.
Tell you that I'm whole, but I'm still healing. I tell you that I'm happy, but I'm grieving.
This is cool. So Lainey sang another Idol Hopefuls, which, by the way, they're changing the terminology from contestants to hopefuls. I talked to the producer, one of the producers, Megan, and she was like, they're hopefuls, they're not contestant, which I think is very sweet. Will I follow? We'll see. I'll try to, and if I forget, I forget. But right now I'm doing pretty good. An Idol hopeful, Kendall Inskeep, has a song that Lainey, another Idol hopeful, got to sing, and they paired it up where Kendall got to hear her, which was really cool and seemed like a total surprise. I thought Lainey was good. I thought that at first I was like, okay, and then she really started to come alive in the chorus when she started to belt, and she got better as she went on. And then the judges were like, yeah, I'm just worried you're going to get washed away by all the other singers, which I think they say that not realizing how much of a slight that is. Not a slight. How much of a hit that takes on a singer's ego. I mean, I can't imagine. If I heard that, like, yeah, I just don't know if you're going to hold up to all the other singers. I'm like, freaking bet. Line them up. Like, as a singer, that can't be nice to hear. Especially someone like Lainey, who belting felt like her thing. That's where she felt and sounded the best to me. And so they tell her that a couple times, like, here, sing something else. And then I just guarantee all of that was used as rocket fuel. It's like, all right, game time, my turn, time to turn it on, here it comes. And she gave it to him. Sounded awesome, and she has both. She came all the way down to the soft stuff too, and her taste was really nice to know when to go big and when to just cut it all the way down to soft. I thought she was great. Will she be better in a couple years? Sure, but I think she had what she needed and was close enough to her vocal ripeness, if that makes sense, like an avocado, like a soft avocado, that you could get a lot of value from her, a lot. And I think that she should have gone through, personally. Kendall Inskeep.
Maybe tomorrow when I wash my hands of the shame that I've borrowed.
Every once in a while, a contestant comes through and resets the standard for what's really good. And that's what Kendall did. These are great singers consistently. And then she started to sing. And I was like, oh, crap, dude. Her register control is wild. The way she goes from chest to falsetto to head voice with glottal stops, which is like my least favorite word ever, but just basically means that yodeling sound. And connects it with such raw, sincere emotion. Dude, like, that's an artist. That's a singer. She's legit. I think Carrie said, you've got some stuff. Like, got the stuff. She's got some stuff. I think she's probably the best artistic, I think she's the best representation of an artist on the show so far, on that episode. And she just feels like a total pro and like a folksy singer, like a folksy, soulful son of a gun. And I feel like she's got to be top 24. She just has to be, or there's something wrong. Bryant Thomas.
Take a good look at me now. Hey! 'Cause I'll still be standing here.
This was interesting. So his whole thing is he's a TikTok person who no one has ever seen. And so he starts to sing and he's hiding behind a pillar where no one can see him. And I'm like, what are we doing? Now, in his defense, it probably wasn't his idea. The producers probably thought this would be a fun little gimmick to do. And to his credit, he was able to go through with the gimmick, not be nervous, and actually play it out. And then not only slay the song for the most part, then casually propose to his girlfriend. The dude has a flair for the dramatic, and he executes the dramatic. I could not have done that on my audition. I was ready, and then I started to walk into the doors, saw the judges, and was so nervous. Imagining going through all of those little elements and gimmicks and stuff. Not a chance. They put a mic on the end of my guitar, like a GoPro, and that it's in itself. I was like, I'm gonna freak out. This is too much. Like I don't know what I'm doing. So on one hand, I thought the gimmick of being behind the pillar was lame, and I was kind of rolling my eyes at it. On the other hand, good for him for following through with it. Probably wasn't his idea. It was probably the producer's idea, and able to still execute. I think he had some really nice highlights. His top notes, his like let's go for it, pedal to the metal moments were 10 out of 10. His beginning, like his soft verse tone in his voice, part of his voice, was really beautiful. Really beautiful. His middle to upper range, just in that area when he's holding out a note or doing something, wasn't great. But his tops and his bottoms are really, really nice. Definitely flair for the dramatic. He goes through. He's going to be fun to watch. But he's very talented, has a really great voice. Let's talk about, last but not least, is Chloe Grace.
A young girl had to lose her life so that you can feel somewhat satisfied.
Chloe had written a song about a 13-year-old girl that had lost her life to suicide and had met that girl's mom for the first time there. This was a tough time emotionally for all of us. I think, I don't even know where to start. I think the purpose of these emotional moments, you can look at it a couple different ways. Pessimistically, you can think, they're just trying to tug at our heartstrings to get us emotionally involved because that's what they want for ratings or whatever. Which, sure, that could be an element of this. The other is they have an opportunity to use the platform that they have with the millions of eyeballs watching to just point some things out. Be like, hey guys, I know you might not think about the tragic ending that bullying can bring about to the nth degree. And sometimes that might make us more open to it or not worrying about it. It's fine, it's no big deal. And when you can bring this up, raise the awareness, make us all aware that, hey, the consequences of your actions of being mean or online bullying or what you might think isn't even bullying, but you're not realizing how painful that can be for the other person on the receiving end, can end like this, and it can be bad, and it's not worth it. I'm telling you, I believe with all my heart that there are people who are going to question the next time they are making fun of somebody, the next time they go to leave a comment on someone's feed. They're going to think differently if they watch this and saw the reality of it. So I'm for it. It was really hard, and it felt a little bit, for a little bit like, why are they putting us through so much of this misery? Because it was exactly that. It was so hard to understand and watch and just imagine that mom and what she had gone through and the loss of that life. But I understand if it changes the way one person interacts with another individual, you've got a lot of benefit there. And I guarantee it's going to do that for a lot. So let's talk about Chloe's musicality, just her voice, her singing, songwriting. I thought she was okay. I think her voice is good. I would put her in the not ready yet category. I think she's too young. Incredibly mature in her thinking. It's incredible that she's writing a full-fledged song like that at that age, and her guitar playing sounds good and her voice is good. I don't think she's ready to go for Idol. But how do you say no at the end of that audition? You can't. I'm hoping that she proves me wrong, and in Hollywood Week, I'm like, wow, I'm the biggest idiot ever. She's killing it. That's exactly what I want to happen. I just don't think she's quite ready yet. All right. That's the episode. The Idol Breakdown is going to be every Wednesday at 7 Central. That means 8 o'clock Eastern, 7 o'clock Central, 6 o'clock Mountain, 5 o'clock Pacific. You understand, Ryan Seacrest talks like that. I just feel like it sounds confusing. Okay, you got it. 8-7 Central on Wednesdays. We're not going to be doing live streams after the premiere anymore. I'm going to be out of town almost half of the entire season on Wednesday nights. I'm just traveling quite a bit this season, which is good. But if you want to get in on the Groove Crew action, I'm going to be adding some pretty cool little extras for Groove Crew members. It's $5 a month if you want to jump in, and we'll see you next week.